outside. Be careful because I'm about to start. I'm going to be talking here. Before we get started, we got to do the 3-minute countdown. Go for it, Ty. Let's go.
Somebody go buy corn.
I'll go buy another bike.
I'm Josh Hale, the corn dog. Hi, Josh Day.
Hey, this is Josh Hale with Sure Shot Barbecue, and you're watching the So Smoking Gooder Show, the Corn Dog King.
I'm Chris Davis with Cross Rifles Barbecue, and you're watching the So Smoking Gooder Show.
Hello, I'm Joey Smith with Texas Chrome Barbecue. Here watching the So Smoking Gooder Show. Did I say that right?
You did, Joey Smith with Texas Chrome Heroes Foundation. Now, that's an old video. What's up, Gooder Gang? Welcome to the show. You guys know what time it is. It's a little after 8 o'clock on a Wednesday, January 17th, 2024, and you're watching the So Smoking Gooder Show. I'm your host, Robert Rocha, and I'm coming to you from the Bullhorn headquarters in Cypress, Texas. Damn glad you found us. However, you are checking us out. Some of you guys A lot of you are on Facebook. Some of you are on YouTube. And a couple of you guys are on Twitch. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. You guys make this show the best that it ever is. And you guys are affectionately called the Gooder Gang. And people love the Gooder Gang. People want the Gooder Gang. It's awesome. I'm proud to have you guys join us each and every Wednesday. 73K already checking us in. I appreciate it. We're going to have a great show for you tonight. We've got the president of Champions Barbecue Alliance, Mr. Fred Robles. Hold on. I just got a message. My battery is running low. 1 second before the show goes off the air. While I do that, I'm going to bring producer Ty in to get this going. Ty, come in here and save me for just a minute.
I got you. What's up? I hope everybody got through the freeze okay. I didn't have any bad stuff going here. Hopefully everybody stayed warm and good to go. How about another video? I was going to play this video before the beginning. I just got her new steak rub.
Hi guys, I'm Carly Alexinas with Give 'em Hell Barbecue, and you're watching the Stay Smoking Gooder Show.
Bam.
Yeah, big shout out. That's some good stuff. I put it on everything. So Rob was having issues earlier, and I was not expecting him to throw me the show, so really don't know what to say. Where's Case and everybody in the all right, looks like ZZ Top Fan was the first one in today. Got Daddy Dutch, Carlos Calzada, Christian Contreras. Thank you for watching. Sean Trainer, what's up, buddy? How you doing? Louis Gonzalez, what's up, sir? We need an intro from you so I can play it when you win. Lobo's Den Barbecue, what's up? LC Barbecue in the house. The Dude Barbecue. Looks like Rob just popped back on. We'll get him going here. There we go.
Right. Live fake internet TV, people. What were you doing, Ty? What were you doing?
I just started going through the comments. I didn't know what the hell to do, so.
I love it. I love it. All right, where was I? We got Fred Robles, the president of Champions Barbecue Alliance, on tonight. Great show lined up for you tonight. We got lots to talk about in CBA. Not only that, once Fred is talking, after that, he's going to put on his co-host hat, and we're going to be talking to the top current cook in CBA, Uncle Vic. That is Victor Garcia, ladies and gentlemen. This guy has been killing it early on in the CBA point system, but however, what do we do? Chupacabra, he GC'd that. That is a big time, well-renowned contest with a lot of quality teams. And then he went to the Briscoe Ranch Cook Off at the Crossroads, and you guys know about that one. 170 teams, some of the best in Texas. All of the best in Texas were there in Chupacabra in Uvalde, Texas, and he back-to-back GC'd that. So we're going to talk to Uncle Vic here in just a moment. So this is the type of part of the show where I start talking about what's going on with Bullhorn and So Smoking Gooder Show. Nothing. I've been chilling since Uvalde, like I just talked about. Nothing's been going on with us, but we're gearing up next weekend. We are in rodeo season, ladies and gentlemen. We got the San Antonio Rodeo coming up next weekend. We got the Humble Rodeo Cook-Off coming up also next weekend. We've got the CBA World Championships. That feels like a big rodeo event, even though it's not. Fred will talk to us about that. We've got Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. We got Barbecue Austin. It is officially rodeo season, ladies and gentlemen. Put in the comments which contest you're going to, which rodeo contest you're going to be at, so we can all share and we can celebrate and we can hold it, because I love this part of the year. We got football playoffs. Sorry, Cowboy fans. We've got rodeo season coming on. There's lots going on. So lots going on in the barbecue world, kicking off 2024. Again, we're going to have Fred Robles to talk about everything in the CBA coming up. And we got Uncle Vic a little later in the show. Before we get to any of that, Ty, if you could play us some sponsor spots, and then we'll get started with the show. Shout out to the supportive and outstanding sponsors: Rectag, Smokin' Magic, Cosmos Q Products, K&R Pipeline Services, Race Crew Drum Smokers, Barbecue 321 Podcast, Texas Oil Dust, LC Barbecue, Pinkerton Texas Pit Barbecue, Briscoe Ranch Cook Off at the Crossroads, War Pig Barbecue, Texas Chrome Heroes Foundation, Chicken Fried Barbecue Grind, Navy SEAL Danny Dietz Memorial Classic, Bull Printing Wraps and Graphics, Texas Original Charcoal Products, Got Your Six Culture, We Branded Promotions, and The Barbecue Store in Hempstead. Thank you for supporting the So Smokin' Gooder Show. Absolutely. Thank you for supporting the So Smokin' Gooder Show sponsors. I appreciate each and every single one of you. All right, this is where we give shout outs to the Gooder Gang, you ladies and gentlemen that make this show what it is. First in, this is a new one for the first time, ZZ Top Fan. What is up? He bested Daddy Dutch Barbecue and Carlos, who were second and third in. What is going on here? Christian Contreras, my good buddy, what is up? How are you? I hope you're doing well. The Dude Barbecue, this is like 5 weeks in a row for the Dude Barbecue. I appreciate you. Madwood, hello. John Rodriguez. Ashley, how are you? Loris Gordos, how are you? Madwood again. Shell Leach, what is up? How are you? We got Ricardo checking in. Josh Criddle. We've got Chris Goodman. We got Barbecue Daddies. Phil Breeden's in the house, way past his bedtime. What is up, Phil? Eyes are getting heavy. Yeah, I see that. I see it. Chuck and Vanessa, Alexinas. We got Carl Davis from Cast Iron Cookers. Larry Vaughn, afternoon from freezing South Jersey. Yeah, I think we're all freezing. I hope you guys are all making well through the winter vortex. Who else we got? Bobby Delgado checking in. I'll see you next weekend in San Antonio. Brandon Flores, Kevin Wise, Uwe Braun, my favorite German cooker. How are you? Louis Gonzalez, what is up? He said, what up, what up? We got Mai checking in. That's a good friend, old friend. What's up, Mai? How are you? From the 1560 radio in Houston days. Coach and Barbecue, what is up? Bobby Riggs. Who else we got? Raul Gonzalez. Roy Austin. Was that Garth Brooks? Let's go. No, that was Joey Smith. Shout out to Joey, Josh, and Chris Davis. Cross Rifles checking in at the opening. Say hello to the viewers. What am I doing? What am I doing right now? Brandon Perriman, what is up? Bell Clark, hey, Gooder Gang, how are you? Roddy Trevino, that damn Rob. I know. Hey, sometimes we have technical difficulties. This is live, people. John Segura, what is up? Stacy Hale, how are you, sweetie? Good to see you. Kevin Hernandez, Aaron Leslie, what up, bitches? I'll talk about Aaron in just a moment as well. Robert Leal, Buzzed Barbecue, Chris Davis, Armando from Los Milagros, what is up? Andy Reyes, I'll say your name a little later in the show. Sean Trainer, Jackie Milligan, Lobos Den, Bill Purvis. Did you guys check out the new podcast that is coming on Tuesday nights? Bill Purvis, what is that? Shiggin Fried with Chicken Fried. We got to, let's go, Tara. Hello, sweet Tara. How are you? San Antonio. I will see you there. Who else we got? Everybody's doubling up here. I like it. Smoking in D's Barbecue. Smoking in D's what? Indies what? Nico Russ, how are you? Smoking Joe's Pit Barbecue. Anyone got some Connor and Gasada? Oh, do you? That guy got a nice little food truck out there in, I think, El Paso, if I'm not. Jerry, what is up? Tom Fuentes, Stupid Beer. Peter, what is up? Hector, yes, Doritos. Bring Doritos, Hector. We're there. We got Jacob. My goodness, everybody's checking in. Big E Barbecue. Listen, Bobby Ray Delgado. Wade Barker. What is up with Wade? Oscar Garcia. Chris Main. And all right, Judge Webb. I love it. Thank you guys. 93K in. I love it. This is why we do the show for you guys. You guys are the best part of the show. The Gooder Gang. All right, 8:15. I told them I'd get them on 8:10, 8:15. Let's get on with it. We're talking about the president of CBA and the pitmaster of Rio Valley Meats. You guys have seen him on the show before. Always a pleasure to bring a world champion on the show. Ty, let's bring him on. We got Mr. Fred Robles from Champions Barbecue Line. He said right there, President Champions Barbecue Alliance. How are you, man? Let me at first ask you, how are you? Are you recovered yet from the football playoffs?
Rob, how are you, Rob?
I'm great, bro. I'm great.
I'm good too, man. I am not recovered from the football playoffs. I'm still crying at night, waking up hoping it's a bad nightmare. But
Did you see the breaking news?
no, what happened?
Mike McCarthy is back. He's coming back. How do you feel about that? First instant reaction. What we got here, Fred? How you feel?
Man, I don't know. He's on the last year of his contract. Dak's on the last year of his contract, so that's the only way it kind of makes sense to me. And you know, kind of rebuilding right now is going to be a couple more bad years, right?
They just won the NFC East. They were 12-5. They're good.
It wasn't a bad season, but
it wasn't a bad season.
It wasn't
a bad season. The wheels, the bottom has not fallen off yet. I am surprised to see Mike coming back. But all right, let's talk barbecue. You know, I haven't talked to you in a little bit. You know, I've been taking a little hiatus. You know, I haven't cooked since Uvalde. I hadn't seen you since then. How was your holiday? Everything good? Everything good with the Robles family? Love you guys. How are things going?
We've been doing good, man. Just kind of laying low for the latter part of the year last year and kind of the start this year too. We're fixing to get geared up here in rodeo season and get that going. But we've been good, man. Kids are good. Wife's good. Busy at the store. This past week's been a little slow, but everybody's down here is frozen solid, I guess.
Yeah,
it's been cold down here. So
well, before we get into the nuts and bolts of Champions Barbecue Alliance, I wanted to ask you some some Rio Valley meat questions. You know, 2 years ago, you kind of took a step back. You weren't really cooking a whole lot. Last year, you cooked a little more. You had a goal of doing some big things, getting to the jack and whatnot. What are we looking forward to 2024? And are we going to see you a little more out there, or what's the status with the Rio Valley meat?
I'm going to cook. Obviously, I love cooking. I love being out there with all you guys and seeing all my friends and burning some meat in the parking lot. Right? I still enjoy it. I still have a passion for it. But I can tell you with 100% certainty that the flame has diminished a little bit. You know, back when I was running and gunning all the time, that was 100% on my mind. You know, I was committed, pot committed, all in. Right now, I can tell you that, you know, the past year and a half, I've been going to cook-offs mainly because of obligations and to see a bunch of my friends, right? But it's not the same. You're not going to get the same results if you're not 100% in. And we can talk about the mental aspect of barbecue, which I think is probably the most important thing in competitive barbecue. That's a whole other conversation, right? But I think to be at the top of your game, to be at the world champion status, to be, you know, winning events out there, you have to be 100% in. That doesn't mean you can't win just by going and showing up, right? It happens. But to be consistent, like on the level where Phil's at right now, that he's, you know, Kevin, you know, those guys who are out there every weekend, it takes a lot of commitment. It takes a lot between the years to be able to say, okay, I'm going to be disciplined and, you know, go and cook. And then Sunday I'm cleaning pits. Monday I'm looking for meats. Tuesday I'm doing this. Wednesday I'm doing that. It's a lot, you know, Rob, you've been there.
It's a lot.
So
it's a lot.
So I guess getting back to the question is Rio Valley going to cook? Yeah, we are going to cook. I'm kind of rested right now, so I've got a little pep in my step, I guess you could say, and I'm really looking forward to San Antonio. I'm looking forward to Arvin. I'm looking forward to Houston Rodeo, smoking on the Rio, a bunch of big events coming up. Those are the ones I love, man. The bigger the better. I
even like you mentioned, the flames a little diminished a little bit, but this is the part of the year right here where, you know, we did have a little break, and now we are in these are big boy cook-offs. You know, I was talking to somebody earlier. It's like, yeah, we just got a few little cook-offs coming up. We got San Antonio, we got CBA, smoking on the Rios around the corner as well. Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo, you know, beyond that, you know, Barbecue Austin, if you guys are cooking that. So all of these contests are big, huge events, and you really have to have your mind set right to go into these things, because you just can't show up and do it. So people that have that passion right now and are really into their barbecue, they've got a slight leg up. Obviously everybody can turn any given Saturday it can turn around for anybody out there, and then that little flame that you just said, hey, you win or get a call or something this weekend, and then bam, it's gone. It's a
you're right back in it. It hooks you right back in again.
Absolutely, which is why I love.
Yeah, I mean, we got a bunch of stuff going on. We got the store where kids are growing up. I got my oldest is going to graduate high school this year, and I got 2 youngers, and started fishing a lot more. I actually haven't put it out on social media, but I've been fishing my whole life, and one of my buddies, Roel Villanueva, is a fishing guide down here, and for years he's been telling me, "Hey, Fred, you need to go out there and get your captain's license. I need some help on some of these charters and big groups that come down to fish." And I fought it forever because I never wanted to make my hobby a job, right? So I never did it until this past year. So I am officially a licensed captain.
Are you really? Captain Fred Robles.
Captain.
I'm the captain now. No, you're the captain now.
I got you.
You're the captain now.
Captain Fred.
Congratulations. That's pretty awesome.
Been doing some fishing, not recently, but the past few months before the year ended, been doing a bunch of fishing. So looking forward to doing some more of that as well.
Congratulations. That's a big accomplishment. It's not like you can just sign up and be a captain. I know you got to go through some stuff.
You got to go get licensed and go to school for it, and get your TWIC card and all kinds of stuff they ask for nowadays. But yeah.
Well, congratulations. All right. So we caught up on some Rio Valley meat news, which is pretty cool. And now Captain Fred, breaking news. We break news on this show. And
breaking news right here.
Mike McCarthy is back, and now we have Captain Fred. All right. So that's what's going on breaking news. So let's put that in the bag. Let's start talking about what we got going ahead with you. Put your president hat back on. Let's take that Rio Valley hat off. You got 3 hats tonight, by the way. Rio Valley Meats, President of Champions Barbecue Alliance. Let's put that on. Let's see. We've got some big events coming up. I say we. Everybody knows I'm part of the CBA. I'm the director of media with them. So I'm very happy and proud of the direction that we have gone in the last, the first 3 years of what's going on. But now we're entering year 4. So let's do a little, State of the Union kind of deal with the CBA. How are things going? Anything you want to add and talk about where we've started, where we're at right now? Because to me, that's a incredible growth from where we started. As a vision. You had a vision for this, and how's that vision to where it started to the reality where we are right now, starting 2024?
Yeah, I think I should preface this conversation with saying that none of this is just because of me, right?
Yeah.
I give credit to our whole team. We have an excellent board of directors. We've got area ambassadors. We've got event reps, and then there's people who don't have any official title within Champions Barbecue Alliance, but they support Champions Barbecue Alliance 100%. So thank you to all you guys who do that.
Those are the rock stars.
Yeah, for sure. I think where CBA at is now, had you told me 3 years ago we'd be in this position, I would have said, man, you're crazy. Just because starting something like a new organization, a new sanctioning body is not easy. And again, I attribute it all to the relationships we've had along the years throughout the barbecue circuit. Not just myself, but guys like you, Rob and Roddy and Bill, and I always try not to get into names, but I just did.
Now you got to name them all. Now you got to name them.
Right, I ain't gonna name them all, so I'll just quit there. But I think we've all created relationships with different people, not just promoters, but cooks throughout that, from the very get-go have supported CBA and the vision we've had and the vision we continue to have, into seeing barbecue grow and evolve and change for the better, right? Because there's no sense in change if it's just for change. We always want to, raise the standard. It's kind of like, you think of Apple and, they had where'd you go, Rob?
I'm here. Go ahead. Just keep going. I'll get back.
You think of a company like Apple and, have they quit just saying, man, I'm okay with that. With that first phone, it works. We can make calls, but they did it. They kept going. They kept innovating. They kept, doing different things that were never thought of before. Or you name whatever brand you want to name, right? But that just came to mind because I'm looking at a Apple iPad in front of me. But that's kind of the way we approach things, right? Is why can't we make this better? It works, right? Things work. Scoring systems work. They get you results, but is it the absolute best results that you can get? Is it the fairest results that you can get? So, and that's where I think CBA's mindset is at, is how can we always do what's best for the sport, best to grow the sport, best for the promoters, for the cooks. And I always tell our group, it's what's better for our customer. Our customer is the cooks, our customer is the promoter, our customer is the everyday Joe that walks into an event, or the new cook. Those are all our customers. So we always want to be customer driven and do what's best for barbecue. So that's where Champions Barbecue Alliance is at. You know, last year we ended the year with 130. I might be wrong about this. 133 events, 134, somewhere in that neighborhood for the calendar year, which is more than the previous 2 years, right? And every year we've been growing, and we hope to do that again for 2024. Brand new year to start, and we look forward to growing, getting better. Just simplifying our processes, getting more people involved in the things we do, and just making barbecue fun, making barbecue great, making barbecue whatever you want it to be, right? So at this point, we are 100% committed into we're going into our third World Championship Cook-Off, or our third end of year event, or members only event, or whichever way you want to call it. So February 20, you remember the date exactly?
I can pull it up. I got it right here. It is going to be
February 20 something.
Yep. We are February. No. Is it 23rd and 24th?
23rd. Yeah. So February 23rd would be our birthday, right? I can't remember the date.
Hold on.
It's somewhere the second and third week.
I actually have the flyer.
So when we had our very first event that we officially launched.
Yeah, 17th, bro. 17th.
Well, I'm talking about when we had our very first.
Our very first
barbecue event ever. This is February 17th is our end of year cook-off, but.
Yeah, I don't know the date on that, but it was.
Yeah, come February, we'll be celebrating our birthday, right? And we'll probably celebrate it there at our end of year event and banquet. So, just happy with the progress, happy with everybody's input, and we always try to listen to our members, try to listen to our cooks, and hope everybody's enjoyed it since. One of the things that really warms my heart, or really puts a smile on my face, is seeing a lot of these cooks that have come to CBA and really excelled, really done well. And for whatever reason, I don't know if it's the comments, I don't know if it's just the scoring style, or that they're just having fun, but they keep coming back and they keep doing well. And it's always fun to see new faces, right? It's always fun to see new faces at events that are enjoying time with friends and family, and just creating memories that that we've all had for I started doing this in 2011, 2012. So
yeah,
I'm an old guy at it, and it's always fun just seeing all these new faces at these different events, for sure.
Yeah, we've got a lot of new, and like Kevin Hernandez, I saw him just comment. Thanks for producer Ty putting those comments up there. Keep them coming, Ty. But like Kevin, Kevin's a great cook that really came on the scene last year. Won the CBA World Championship, and then just took off right there. So it is fun to see a lot of these new teams come in here and put a little injection into us, like these old guys, like you said. And we see these new teams come in here, and of course it puts a little fire under us to hey, we've been doing this a little while, so it's fun to see the new blood. All right, so we've talked about what we're doing with CBA and where we're going. So Last question about this real quick. We're still, I don't want to use this as a crutch or nothing, but we're still babies, right? We're going into year 4. A lot of the organizations have been around, 30 plus years, and we're still, in our infancy. We're going into year 4. Where do you see, a lot of progress, like we just talked about, from that first event till now? Let's talk, 3 years down the line where we're at right now. We're halfway in of a 6-year plan. Where do you see us beyond 6 years? You see us maybe doing some outside of where do you see us, as far as outside of Texas? I know we've got some events maybe talking about right now, but that's something that we've always talked about as an organization, wanting to go outside of Texas. People are watching. We want to see people that reach out to us and maybe, ask us to come into their state and do an event right there. But we've had some talks before. Where do you see that happening?
So I can tell you guys that we've actually probably turned down more events outside of Texas than probably anybody would, and that's just because talking to our board and to our team, we want to grow, but we want to grow at a calculated rate. We don't want to grow too fast too soon, and then for whatever reason have it come crashing down on us, right? No, we don't want to overextend ourselves. I think that's the correct approach. Like Bill's saying, we're just getting started, and we really are. I mean, we're 3 years in. We're barely scratching the surface. We're barely making a dent. But we do have some events that we are working on. Actually, we've got one on our calendar right now in South Carolina. That's going to be coming up. We've talked to some promoters in Mexico, doing some events in Mexico as well. So there's definitely interest outside of Texas. There's a lot of interest outside of Texas. So it's just a matter of time.
What's up, Luis?
We are definitely going to grow. We are definitely going to get bigger, and we want to bring everybody who is with us right now. We want to bring y'all with. It's because of you guys that this growth is happening, right? Because you continue to support us. You continue to tell promoters, hey, you need to do CBA, or any new person who wants to do a contest. They're steering them our way, which is, again, thank you. So we definitely want to grow. We definitely are growing, and we're going to continue to do whatever we have to do to make sure that the growth is incrementally there. We just continue to support barbecue in whichever way we can, whether it be through 3 meets or 4 meets or whatever the promoter wants to do. I think we can make room for. David Moat is one. That's the. They're going to have a pretty big payout, guys. You
Big
sign
time,
up for this.
$50K. Signed up
Weatherford,
today, I think,
Texas.
or yesterday.
Yeah.
I signed up.
That one's coming up in March, if I'm not mistaken. David, you might want to post on there when your cook-off is. But yeah, it's a barnyard in Weatherford.
Bill thinking big right there, Vegas at the Speedway.
Yeah,
Damn it!
saying too much, Bill. You are saying too much.
Oh, Bill letting some cats and kittens out of the bag. All right, so we're 117K watching. Thank you, Gooder Gang. I appreciate you doing this. And we got some CBA World Championship news to talk about. But before we get to that, we're already 8:30. I told Uncle Vic we get him on real quick. For those that don't know, we lost a barbecue legend recently. This past weekend, John Brotherton from Brotherton Black's Barbecue, Willie T, who was on the show a couple shows ago. He wanted me to reach out and say a little words for him, but I said, you know what? I don't know this man very well. He's a big legend in the barbecue restaurant game. So I'm going to play a video that Willie brought to me. And I think this is going to shed some light on a barbecue legend that we lost here recently. So y'all watch this video real quick. I'm going to bring us down. And
what up, everybody? Smoking Willie T. And I just wanted to do this little video and let y'all know of the passing of John Brotherton. For y'all that don't know who John Brotherton is, he is the owner of Brotherton's Black Iron Barbecue in Pflugerville, Texas. John Brotherton is a legend in the barbecue restaurant industry on Texas Monthly's Top 50. He just recently passed away and had a major impact to a lot of people that love them so much. His family is going through, the grieving process, but there is a GoFundMe page for him to help cover expenses that the family is going to be acquiring through these next few weeks, from medical expenses to funeral expenses. In the competition world, a lot of people might not have heard of John, but believe me, in the barbecue community, in the restaurant community, he's a very well-known person and is always there and always been there for a lot of us barbecue or pitmasters. So this is just a short video and let y'all know that, if you're in the Pflugerville area, please stop by Brotherton's Barbecue and pay some support to them. They're going to need it in these months ahead and years ahead. The business will not be closing. They will have the doors open. And I just thought this would be a fine tribute. Thank you, Rob, for letting me do this video and just paying my respects to somebody that meant the world to me. So thank you.
All right. Thank you, Willie T, for allowing us for a little bit to know a little bit more about John Brotherton, and condolences to his family. I've heard of him. By all accounts, is a super great guy and a great Texas ambassador for barbecue in the restaurant world, man. So everybody's going to miss him. And, thank you for coming on and putting that video together. Did you know John, Fred?
I did not. I guess I've kind of gotten to know how good of a human being he was just reading a lot of these posts that are on Facebook right now. But our condolences to the family and all the friends. And it seems like he left a big impact on a lot of people.
He touched a lot of people, man. And it's a big loss for Texas barbecue. All right, John is a restaurant barbecue. What Robert Sierra is for competition barbecue. He supported everyone. Great friend, very humble. Rest in peace, JMFB. All right. Went to school with him. All right, Richard. Okay. All right. Well, let's get our guest on and we'll talk about the big CBA World Championship right after we get to our guest of the evening. This guy, Fred, put your co-host hat on. Now we're going to be talking to one of the top cooker currently in CBA. I talked to somebody about, I was like, hey, this man, give me something to talk about, because I know him. He's a great guy as well. We're talking about Victor Garcia from Uncle Vics BBQ. Let's bring him on right there. There he is. How are you, Uncle Vic? Vic, how are you doing, my man?
How are you doing, guys?
We're doing great. You look good, sound good.
Oh, I got to thank my boy for that, because
I see.
I'm borrowing his room today. He has this whole setup really nice and pretty cool. So,
well, you look good.
You got a cow in your room, right?
There's a little moo in the back.
You got the gaming headsets on. This is awesome, bro. I appreciate you coming on the show. First time guests. We love having first time guests on the show. We're 7 years in, so first time guests are always a pleasure. We love having you on here, man. But you've been killing it. And I was talking to Joey Machado earlier today. I said, tell me something about Vic. He's part of the Texas Original Charcoal team, and what do you know about him? And he said 2 words. He said silent assassin. And I feel like that is you, man. You're not on social media. It feels like you go out there and you kick ass and you show up, and people, you bringing out this new pit that I saw at Chupacabra. You brought this out there and just whooped ass there, and then you followed it up the next weekend. That is so hard to do. I think it happened already. Paul Whitaker, for whatever reason, you win Chupa. You got a good shot at winning Uvalde, but I don't know if that's worked. But Paul Whitaker did it. Right? Paul Whitaker did it, and then you did it now. And so it's so hard to do. You wouldn't think if somebody said, "Hey, the guy that won Chupa is going to win Uvalde," but it doesn't really happen that way. But it's happened twice now. I can't explain it, but man, congratulations.
Thank you. Congratulations to you, Fred, also on your captain license, and
thank you, bro.
Thank you, Rob, for having the show. But Chupacabras, I rolled in there. I was working off of my Yukon in the back. I was just
El Tio.
putting my trays, cutting meats, everything in the back of the Yukon because I didn't have no setup or anything, and
Borrowing lights.
It was, yeah, that's right. Thank you for letting me borrow those lights as well. Because wow, yeah, I couldn't have done it without the family, the barbecue family, of course, right? Because I mean, that's what I love about the whole barbecue deal is that when you need help, people are there to help you, no matter what. I'm still in shock. I'm still in shock of what I did. You know, I never expected this. I think the 2023 season, I only cooked what six cook-offs maybe the whole year, and I didn't do very well. I was off, and like Fred was saying earlier, you got to be, you know, consistent on your cooking and dedicated, and you know, really looking forward to.
Bill says, "Are you still turning in bland barbecue?"
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a funny story there. I'll tell you guys about it here in a bit. But going back to that, I came into. I'm going to give. Well, let me go back a little bit, but I need to give all the credit to Hector, man, and Lobos Den, because we usually talk every day, and we rolled into Chupacabra's. I was a little bit lost, so I would see him do something. I said, okay, I better be doing that. I think I'm missing something here. So I kind of followed his timeline. And man, it worked. It worked. Yeah.
So
absolutely.
So let's back up real quick. You know, Wes Garrett, he was on the show last night. He was talking about, hey, people don't want to know where you're from and whatnot, but hey, this is your first time. You're a first timer to the show. Talk about, you know, when you got your start. When did you start doing this thing, and where are you from, Vic?
Okay, I am from Laredo, Texas. I born in Laredo, raised in a little town in Zapata, Texas. It's about 50 miles south of Laredo. Been here in Laredo for the last 13 years. Got to know a lot of people here in Laredo, and been blessed here in Laredo. Can't complain. Really good people here in Laredo that you know, that like to barbecue and like to do a lot of business that I do. So we just been here going to the cooking. I started cooking. My cooking career was started at the end of 2019 actually, and then I cooked, I don't know, several cook-offs, and then COVID hit 2020. So we didn't do any cook-offs there, maybe towards the end of 2020, if I'm not mistaken. And I've been cooking ever since.
There you go.
Before COVID happened, it was March 2020. I think I met you. First time I got to meet you and met you, I think you were at Humble Rodeo in 2020.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Before COVID, and I got to meet you there, and yeah, you had like a little you know, travel trailer and a pit, and I think you were right on the other side of me, and I was like, who's this guy? This is neat. And we talked for just a moment, but that was my first time to meet you, and I could tell right away you were eager to learn and doing all of that, and it's fun to watch people where you see them start, and it happens all the time on the show. You know, we see people start and then they just catch fire, and like Fred said, man, once you get that fire and you it's tough to extinguish. But so I think that was the first time I met you, right? And that was the first time we got
yeah. And that was actually my first KCBS. I think that year was a KCBS event.
It was KCBS.
And I went, I had no clue what I was doing. I think I landed like in 16th overall, and I was like, man, I did pretty good. You know, there was 120 teams or 116 teams, and I was like, wow, I was impressed.
You're right, Jackie. She said, I don't think you had there he is. Brandon, thank you very much, Jackie. I don't think you had a canopy either. No, you had that and your pit, and that was it, man. And it was kind of cold out there, you know, back January here. Obviously, look at this right now, but then it was a pretty cold weekend over there at the Humble.
Oh yeah.
Hey Vic, you had done pretty well when you were running a little bit more, right? You were cooking a little bit more. I think you
Yes.
ended up somewhere in the top 10 for CBA points, right?
I think that
Or
was
were you outside of just
no, it was the second year, I believe.
Yeah.
Was it 2022? Yeah,
Yeah, you were cooking a
2022.
little more and then you stopped and now you kind of started back up again.
Yeah, I did.
And you've been killing it since.
Yeah, I started doing a lot of cooking, and like you said, I mean, it just hit you right on the, but you start cooking and you kind of, okay, this is what I need to do. This is what I need. You don't forget those steps that you need to do. So whenever I backed off last year, I was like, man, I couldn't get it together. I was all over the place, and I think I even told you, you know what, I backed off a little bit, and I started playing with some mixtures at home, and I was like,
mad scientist.
Yeah. Yeah. I need to do something because this ain't working. I don't like not hearing my song play. You know what I mean? So like, so I started messing around with some stuff, and I knew it was gonna work when my boy came out of his room and like, Dad, what's that smell? And I was like, what do you mean? What's that smell? Do you like it? It smells good. I was like, it smells good. I said, okay, we're on to something. So I just ran with it, and it's been working. So
I've seen a couple comment, like 3 or 4 now, about Bland, Mr. Bland. What is this Bland food? Is this something that we need to know about? That?
Yeah, well, that was what we were talking about with when Bill came up. He's like, I like making my rounds. I like going camp to camp and talking to people, and I was like, I go up to Bill, I was like, man, I don't know how I'm gonna do, man. My food was just bland. I like, it didn't have no flavor whatsoever. And then I think that I ended up GCing that contest. I got 2 first place. I think I walked in every category. And he's like, get the hell out of here with that bland stuff, man. What's wrong with you? Yeah.
One of the most famous people that talks about not getting too high or too low is this guy right here, Fred Robles. He's, Mr. Middle of the Road. So I feel like that, hey, it works, right? It's not bland. It's just appealing to everybody.
Right. You're not offending anybody is what happens. So if you're not offending anybody, you're usually doing okay. You don't have to wow people.
Yeah,
you just have to.
That's what a really good another guy that I need to talk about. But he's the one, man. Just stay right down the middle. That's. I'm sure you know who that guy is. But he's like, I don't want to be first. I don't mean that. I just want to be right down the middle. That's where we need to be all the time.
Yeah, there's good lessons in that. Fred is one. Phil talks about it as well. You don't want to be too 0-0, right? No 2-0 any. No 2 this, 2 that, 2 nothing. So you just want to be completely. And Fred's, I think Phil's in the comments as well. But yeah, you just want to. You don't want to be no too sweet, no too salty, no too bland, none of that. So that's what you're trying to stay away from. What have you learned now? You're. I feel like you have a plan. Obviously, and this is kind of fun, right? When you figured things out and you got this plan and you're able to move forward with things. Where do you feel like your game is right now, currently, as we talk?
I mean, at first I didn't think I was just experimenting at first, and then it I ended up winning, and then I ended up winning again. So I was like, okay, then
2 huge contests, bro.
So I was like, okay, I must be doing something right. I'm right here next to Phil.
Twice.
So I said, and me and Phil, when we're over there at Briscoe, he's like, oh, don't tell me you're gonna pull this shit again, like after the second call or something like that. And I was like, oh man, I hope so. But I've been really trying to concentrate more on what I'm doing instead of messing around with everything else. I did notice, and that I can't cook on drums. I started cooking on drums. I wasn't walking. I went back to my offset, the offset, that trailer that I rolled up with, and I started doing better. So I know where my cooking is best at.
Stay off the shoulders. Yep.
So okay, so now I know, okay, I'm only going to do either to keep my meats warm or sauce or whatever I have to do on the drums, but my real concentration is going to be on my offset smoker and make sure that everything's rolling good. The most important thing on that is going to be your fire management, of course, making sure that you got a nice, good flame on there. And I think that's where I've learned the most is more on my fire management. That's the skill that probably where I'm most paying attention to.
Love it. Yeah. If you got some questions for Uncle Vic, put them in the comments. Ty will do a good job of starting, and then we can ask them. But man, what advice would you give to somebody who hasn't, who's close, right? Who's been at this game? They've studied, they're into it. This is, they got the bug, but they're not where they want to be as far as walking all the time, right? So you can get discouraged pretty quickly in this game, which go to 2 to 3 contests and you get one call out of the 3 contests or whatnot. And even seasoned people, that have had history of walking, we go through lulls, and you go through those peaks and valleys are in there. But what advice would you give to somebody that is, like you silent assassin, you've been right there, and then now you I feel like you're figuring it out right now. I feel like the experiments are paying off, all that practice that you've been doing.
Well, I mean, for a beginner, the first thing I would do is go get a class from somebody, just so you could get some type of technique, skills, or some type of flavor profile,
a baseline.
A baseline, yes. Once you have that, and I mean, it doesn't mean that if you take a class that you're going to go and win, because you still have to cook you still have to do the whole procedure and put everything together, cook it, plate it. You still have to do all that. So I would say, if you're really going to be into the barbecue, please just pay attention to what you're doing. Don't lose focus, because at the end of the day, it's all money that you're spending. You're spending money on meat, you're spending money on the entry fee, you're spending money on sauces or seasonings and all that. So I would just say lay off the alcohol. Make sure you get a good bedtime. I mean, at least that's for me. At least these last 2 cooks, that's what I've been doing. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, a lot of people a lot of people like to drink, and they wake up and they end up winning the whole thing. But I mean, I would just say, if you're starting, I would just pay attention to what people say, pay attention to your means, the most important thing, like I just said, the fire management. You got to make sure that your temperatures are set, your timelines, all that kind of good stuff. Don't get discouraged, because you don't win one weekend, and you might just try to do better, try to find out, take notes. Don't say, "Oh, I'm going to remember," and then
you won't remember.
You're like, what was it that? And then you write something different, and then that throws you way off. So
I think a whiteboard is something really important you put in your trailer, right? Something that comes to mind that's just there. You do it, or people, I see Phil. Phil's real great on taking notes on his phone. To me, it's hard for me to do that. I need to just write something down real quick and move on.
Yeah.
So I think a whiteboard, something like that. Yeah. Because you won't remember, man. That's a good point right there, is to, if you see something or you did something and it works, and you go back and write it down and real quick, because you will forget it. I mean, I'm getting old, man. I'm hitting 50 myself, and those memories are those memory cells are going away. So I would say, write it down.
Absolutely.
Write it down, because
barbecue Bible. There you go.
Write it down, because Briscoe Cook Off was a month ago or something like that. We haven't cooked
8 weeks or 6 weeks ago.
6 weeks ago, and then I haven't cooked. I've cooked here at home, but I haven't done a competition. So if you don't have nothing to go back to, you're gonna go start all over again from scratch. So
Do you have everything written down that you did in Chupacabra and Briscoe or no?
I do.
All right, send it to me.
Fred, I'm sure you have a couple of questions. I'm gonna go kick the tires while you ask those, and I'll be right back.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think I know why Vic's done well. If you guys didn't know Vic before this show, Vic has lost some weight, man. You look good, bro.
Yeah, I've been trying to.
Yeah, he's lost some weight, and staying within all your senses on a Friday night and Saturday helps as well, right?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, man. I see you're wearing a Midland meat shirt, bro. How do you feel about them briskets?
I love them. I guess my flavor profile matches very well with them, and I like them a lot. I recommend people to buy them because they're really good.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, you
Yeah,
can't go
I've been
wrong with
using them. Yeah, I've been using them for multiple years now, and man, those guys are doing it right. John over there, they got some good stuff, man. If you've never tried anything other than briskets, try their steaks, their Denver steaks, their bottom sort. I mean, anything that comes out of that shop is top notch, bro. So
well, and I got to give you a lot of credit also because I buy meats from you also, so. Everybody out there watching, make sure you hit up Fred because he sells some award-winning meats there. Because I use this pork, chicken, ribs, everything that's pretty much that I could get my hands on. I use it from Fred as well. So
we do what we can, man. We have a pretty small operation, but if I'm ever going out to a contest and Vic needs something, I'll take it, or whoever needs it, really. But other than that, we really don't ship or anything like that. But if I'm going to a contest, I can take it with me. For sure.
I have a quick question for you, Uncle. Uncle Vic, let's see, where's that question? When's your next class?
Oh, I'm not good enough to have classes. I won't even say I'll have a class. I'll help somebody out if they go up to me at my camp. I'll give you tips or whatever I can, but I'm not that level to say I could give out a class.
All right.
You need to ask Fred, the world champions. Phil has a great class.
Phil's got a class coming up a couple weeks, I think.
Actually, I've been wanting to get Fred's and Phil's class. I just haven't been able to get to the class, but I've asked him I don't know how many times. I just haven't been able to schedule it in.
Midland Meat Company's checking in. What's up? He checked out the shirt. Somebody called him. Let's go. Whiteboard # whiteboards matter. Chris Davis checking in.
Yeah, whiteboards to me are pretty indispensable. I've got one in my trailer. First of all, I've got turn-in times, right? Because one day I'm cooking CBA, next weekend I'm cooking in Houston Rodeo, or I'm somewhere, right? And turn-in times change. So to me, just seeing it up there and knowing I can change and erase and do my timelines Friday night or Thursday or whatever, it's just so much easier. Not to have to think about, what time did I put my ribs on, or what time did I put this on? It's just right there.
Got a question from the Gooder gang. Jackie Milligan, did you turn in halves or thighs at Briscoe?
Turn in half.
I still feel, I don't know how you guys feel, but I still feel that halves are the way to go right now. I don't know. Who won chicken last year? I don't remember who was. Was it Kevin? Probably Kevin. I don't know who won chicken. Maybe Phil or Bill. But man, I don't know. That feel like chicken halves are still what our judges are used to. What do you feel about that, Vic?
I think it's more a variety for the judge. If they like the breast, they'll take a breast. If they like the thigh, they'll get a piece of the thigh. If they get a piece of the drumstick. To me, that's they get to pick what they want. It's not just.
Here's a good question.
Options.
Yes.
Yeah, you got options. Yes.
Here's a good question. Did it have a wingtip?
Yes, it did.
Okay. All right.
Wingtip lives matter.
With wingtip for the win.
Rob, wingtip lives matter.
I think I feel bad that I don't know, but I think I finished in the top of chicken without wingtips. I'm gonna look back at notes here, not to pat myself on the back because I really don't remember. Let's see, chicken 23. Oh, where's it at? Kevin Hernandez. Wait, I'm sorry. No. Yep, Kevin Hernandez. Chicken fried, Twisted Flames, Texas Oil Dust, Bullhorn LC. I think Kevin is a half chicken man. Bill is not a half chicken man. He goes back and forth. Dustin is a half chicken person. Texas Oil Dust, he's wings and thighs, finishing fourth, and Bullhorn is no wingtip. Team no wingtip. So variety right there. It doesn't matter. Right there, those top five, it does not matter. Play the clip. Play the clip. It does not matter. So it's either wings, it's thighs and wings, it's half chickens.
I've turned in chicken halves without any wingtips. That just depends if I like the way it looks and if it just sits well with the bird, I'll leave it on there. If it doesn't, well, I'll take it off. It just, to me, it just has to have that look.
My boy Josh Hale hates it when he sees my half chickens without a wingtip. He thinks it's disabled. He thinks it's like something's wrong with it, and so it immediately turns him off. And I can understand that. It might shock people. Like, where's the wing? Where's the wing? Right? Where's the wingtip? And it's all cut off, whatever. But hey, man, it works for me anyway.
I don't know that there's any advantage or disadvantage to turning in a particular piece of chicken or the whole half. I think if the chicken's good, it's good, right?
Yeah.
But I've actually sat at a judging room and judged, and you're using plastic fork, plastic knife. So whoever's on here listening right now, just think about that when knowing what you're turning in. Put a plate in front of you and try to eat it with a plastic fork or plastic knife, and then make your determination.
Just the tip. Yes, absolutely. All right. If there's any more questions for my man, Uncle Vic, because I'm going to let him stick around while we talk about the CBA World Championship, because were you there in attendance last year in Seguin, Vic?
I was.
Okay, good. And so are you planning to be there this year in Seguin?
Well, I am. I honestly wanted to go, but I didn't know we had a family vacation planned that weekend. So I'm gonna.
Man, what better vacation than going to Seguin and cooking barbecue?
Family trip, bro.
Perfect.
Yeah, family trip. Yeah.
They got all kinds of things going on over there.
The largest pecan tree in Texas.
I know, that's right. It's huge. That thing is huge.
I did not know that. Either. All right, boys. Well, before we get to the second part of the show, which we're going to talk about the CBA World Championship, we've got the Mount Rushmore for both of you gentlemen and your barbecue homies. I didn't get too many rate my boxes because I really didn't advertise that yet. If there's time for it, if you guys want to send that into my personal Facebook page, Rob Rocha, we'll put them on. Mount Rushmore is going to come on a little later, Ty. We're going to do the bull printing wraps and graphics wrap-up recap. We'll do the upcoming event segment. So you guys can take you can go check the tires now. Y'all can take a quick, small break, and I'll bring you on back here in about 5 minutes. But all right, first hour of the show is in. Thank you to our co-host, Fred Robles, president of CBA. Thank you to our great guest, Uncle Vic, Victor Garcia from Uncle Vic's BBQ. Killing it right now. Soon to have classes that you can find on TikTok.
I already saw it posted on Facebook.
All right, Ty's going to pull you down, and we're going to do the upcoming event segment sponsored by Bull Printing Wraps and Graphics. If Ty can play some music here we go. The upcoming event segment, this is the Bull Printing Wraps and Graphics in the Champions Barbecue Alliance. We kicked off 2024 at the Garden at the Trails Barbecue Grand Champion, well done from Lonely Bones Barbecue, the RGC, Mr. Andy Reyes from Fat Cap Barbecue. Wes Garrett's in the house. Okay, now it's a real show. Now we got a professional barbecue watcher Wes Garrett. Thanks for tuning in, Wes. All right, and over in the IBCA, we got the 22nd annual. Okay, the title of the second one is wrong. Let me find out what that. Okay, I already have it up. I already got it up. All right, over in the Champions Barbecue. I'm sorry, IBCA. Where am I at? See, I just threw myself off. The 22nd annual NCJLS Alumni Barbecue Cook-Off. Grand champion, our good friend of the show, Lee Hickle, Red Mule's Badass Barbecue. The RGC was Blake Schindel from Alley Cats Barbecue. The one in Eagle Pass was called the MCJLS Barbecue Cook-Off. That was held in Eagle Pass, Texas. Give a shout out to the grand champions of that event, Carlos Enriquez, the head cook of Los Milagros Q Crew. Congratulations. The RGC was Fidel Sanchez from Smoky Cattle, and that was it. That's all that was going on. 3 events. I know there was one in the KCBS, none in IBCA, or sorry, excuse me, Lone Star or Outlaw. So that's quick and dirty. We'll make that done right there. And next, we're going to do the upcoming event segment sponsored by the Briscoe Ranch Cook Off at the Crossroads. Champions Barbecue Alliance. Okay, so this weekend we've got 4 events. The 9th annual Willacy County Livestock Show and Fair. That's in Raymondville, Texas. We got the big Hold 'em and Hit 'em. This is a classic kickoff cook-off here in the Houston area. Been there for a number of years. I'm sad to miss it this year, but that's the Hold 'em and Hit 'em in New Caney, Texas. The annual B County Area Go Texan in Beeville, Texas. And we got the 3rd annual Night of Columbus 2490 Barbecue Cook-Off in El Campo, Texas. Next weekend, the last 2 come into play. The Humble Rodeo Barbecue Cook-Off in Humble, Texas. Believe that's full. But that's again, we're kicking off rodeo season. And then we got the PDAP Courage to Change Cook-Off in Edinburgh, Texas. Over in the IBCA next weekend, nothing this weekend, but next weekend we had Dennis Butterworth on the show last weekend talking about the War Pig Winter Battle Barbecue Cook-Off. Still time to get in that one. That's going to be in Montgomery, Texas. That is a state championship. I didn't see that comment. Put that back up there, Ty. Rob has the largest box pick catalog in the world. What? Okay. Over in Lone Star, we have the San Antonio. There we go. That's next weekend. San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo, also known as SARCO. The San Antonio, it's going to be in San Antonio, Texas. Obviously, it's a state championship. It's a big one. It's a world championship. If you listen to this show, I consider it a world championship, which it is. We got teams from all over it's an international event. It's a world championship down in San Antonio. That's going to be next weekend. Nothing in the IBCA. I'm sorry, Outlaw. Why do I keep getting those confused? All right, so that's what's going on. That's the upcoming event segment sponsored by Briscoe Ranch Cook Off at the Crossroads, and that is the Bull Printing Wraps and Graphics wrap-up recap. All right, so let's bring on Fred Robles.
Put it in the box.
Absolutely. You're going to put it in the box, put it in the box. All right, and we got Uncle Vic from Uncle Vic's BBQ. All right, let's hold off on the Mount Rushmore and let's hold off on the barbecue homies. Fred, let's talk about the CBA World Championship. Vic, you got some time still? Are you muted?
Sorry, I had it on mute. Yeah, I got some time.
Okay, cool. All right, so Fred, we've got to, last weekend we had Dennis Butterworth on from the president of IBCA talking about the big winter battle. They have their added money event. I think it's in the fall. But we have ours hitting up next, we're a little less than a month away coming up. We just hit that month mark, basically. Yeah, coming up quick. Let's inform the peeps, let's inform the people of what's going on with this, because this is our marquee event, man. This is our banquet, and this is our added money event.
Yeah, so February 17th in Seguin, Texas, we are celebrating our 3rd CBA end of year event. It's built up as a members only event. That doesn't mean you can't go if you want to compete. All you got to do is become a member. So we are looking forward to that. kind of going through the last final preparations for that. Looking forward to seeing a bunch of our buddies there, a bunch of our barbecue family, right? And we are expecting to give away $50,000+ in prize money. So
that's a big number, Fred. Big number for 3 years in, bro. I like it.
That is a big number for 3 years in. And again, it goes thanks to all our members, man, because a lot of this is, you know, stuff that we collect through membership fees and what have you throughout the year. We just give it right back to membership, right? So anybody who's a member with CBA, anybody who wants to become a member of CBA, get on our website, cbabbq.com. You can become a member. Come out and support CBA. Come out and support barbecue. Come out and try to take home some of that $50,000, man. So it is a really big number. We're looking forward to having a bunch of teams out there. And it's a weekend before Houston Rodeo. So if some of you guys are traveling in for Houston Rodeo, come in a couple days early and see us there on Saturday, man. We'd love to have you guys. Really looking forward to that event. We also have our banquet going on after the cook-off. So we'll have the cook-off. We'll go through awards, wrap that up as quick as we can. We'll go get dolled up and then go over to the banquet area or to the venue where we'll be hosting our Team of the Year awards banquet. And there's going to be a DJ this year, so there'll be music playing, and bring your dancing boots, your dancing shoes, your Sunday's best, and we're going to go celebrate all these cooks, man, who busted their butt all year long and cooked our events and did well throughout the year. So we'll award them there, and it'll be a good time.
Let's talk venue. Did you mention the venue?
So our venue, we are having it at, I don't know how you pronounce it, Soleil. I think it's called Soleil or Soul.
Soleil.
Soleil, S-O-L-E, I think is what it is. Anyways, if you guys have ever been to the Burnt Bean restaurant, it is right around the corner from Burnt Bean. Actually, you can walk through Burnt Bean's restaurant into the venue.
This is the banquet.
This is the banquet, yes.
Okay, we'll talk about
the venue for the cook-off. Sorry, I thought you were asking about.
No, let's talk about the banquet real quick, and then we'll go to the cook-off.
Yeah, so the venue for the banquet is a Soleil, really nice ballroom there, right next to Burnt Bean, or in the same building as Burnt Bean is, and that'll get catered by Burnt Bean as well. So we'll have a fully catered dinner by Burnt Bean, and man, we're yeah, Bill says we're giving away money for the top 10 of the year, and we are. So that's something that we wish we could give more, and obviously we know that everybody who supports us deserves more and wants more. But we are giving $10,000 away for the Team of the Year payout. So that's 10 grand on top of the 50 grand we're already giving out at the cook-off. So and of course they'll get different awards and buckles and banners and all kinds of other stuff. So more hardware, right? Who doesn't like some hardware? So yeah, the banquet information will be released soon. That way y'all can purchase your banquet tickets. There we will have tables available. If you want to buy a whole table, we can do that as well. There you go. The hardware.
That didn't happen this year, but hey, gotta keep that up there. I appreciate that. But yeah, so the banquet is a great time. It's a great time for our celebration of everybody that's a part of CBA, and anybody that has cooked a CBA event is a part of CBA. So if you go to the event, we encourage everybody to, if you're going to go cook the event, to come to our banquet and celebrate with, let's celebrate everybody that did, that took, hit the pavement, did so well. Buckles and cash is always awesome. Yeah, Phil Breeden. But yeah, this is a big celebration. We got DJs, we got food, we got a good time, we got dancing, just camaraderie, just celebration of barbecue with the peers and everybody that you have competed against, man. It's, we all go out there to compete and win, but we also go out there for friendships and fellowship and all of it, man. And so this is a good time. This is a great time. This is a great celebration of Champions Barbecue Alliance and just barbecue in general, man. It's a good time to go out there and spend some time with your friends, celebrate your friends. If you're one of the ones that get celebrated, to get the showers. I hate I love to see the people that clap and do that for people out there, man. It's a good time.
Absolutely. No, it'll be a great time. If you guys can make it, if you guys are coming out to the cook-off, buy a banquet ticket, man. Go celebrate with us. Celebrate all these teams that have done well throughout the year. We'd love to have you guys. And then the cook-off venue. The cook-off venue is at the Seguin Coliseum where we had it last year. Except this year we're not on the Coliseum parking lot. We're behind the Coliseum. There's a rodeo arena right behind the Coliseum, and there's a bigger parking lot right behind the rodeo arena. So we'll be setting up teams right next to the rodeo arena in that whole parking lot area there. So it's fully paved. It's a fully paved parking lot. We've got plenty of room for everybody to come out, and we're looking forward to giving away a bunch of money. And Seguin last year was really good to us, and we had a bunch of judges. Some people on our team made that happen. We had more judges than what we needed to. KP stories around the solo stove are always great, man. So I'm sure we'll hear a few of those. Get some more KP material as the weekend goes on in Seguin. One thing Bill mentioned right now was the Friday night live fire. So Friday night last year, we had a Joey Machado and Texas Original team put on live. Al Fragoni was there last year, and this year he's coming back again. So we'll have Joey's bringing out a bunch of social media influencers and having another Friday night live fire. That was really cool last year.
It was awesome.
There was free beer, there was food, everybody was hanging around. It was fun, man. I enjoyed Friday night last year. So we're looking to do that again, do it bigger and better this year. It's something to look forward to on a Friday night, right? After you're done prepping or just hanging around, tell stories with a bunch of the guys and gals out there. So really looking forward to that. Thanks to Joey for putting that on. And we'll put out a little more info when we get closer to the date on the Friday night live fire deal. So really looking forward to it, man. I don't know if we're doing our golf thing this year. I know last year we had a little golf tournament per se. Some of the guys went out Friday morning and did some golfing. There's literally a golf course in walking distance from where the cooking teams are set up. So we might put something together and put it out there on social media in case y'all are interested.
And you mentioned 50K, right? 50K. That is for the barbecue event only, right?
That is for the barbecue only. Yeah. 50K
so the 10K is for the banquet. This money's already spoken for the teams that did well in 2023.
Right.
But 50K is up for grabs in Seguin. And again,
right.
Just
correct.
Big time event, big time, venue. Coliseum is fun to go out there and do it. Kevin Hernandez won last year. Congratulations, Kevin. He's coming to defend that title. And man, it really propelled him to big things.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
For that. Sure. So, man, come out there, be the next Kevin Hernandez, man. Go out there and celebrate a barbecue at the Champions Barbecue Alliance, but go out there and go out there and put your hat in the ring, man, because you can't win it if you ain't in it. And 50K is on the line. There's not too many of those events that happen throughout the year. So excited to be a part of this and excited to see all the teams that come out there. If you have questions, I saw one about space assignments or how big the spaces are. Do you have any of that information there?
We'll put that out. We'll put that out. We have a map going already. None of the teams are, on the map yet, but Jaime Valderas is our promoter of record. And he'll be handling all that. I think as you register, one of the questions on the registration form is like, who do you want to be set up next to? So if you got your barbecue homies that you want to be with, put it on there, and we'll try to set you guys up within your barbecue homie group, right? So, Jaime will be taking care of all that. So we'll put a little more information out as we get closer.
So there's some starred questions. Some of them pertain to the event, some don't, but and some are pertain to Uncle Vic. So if you guys have questions, you can still bring them on, and we'll talk about them here in the last part of the show real quick. But is Fred giving any classes soon? That's from David Gonzalez.
I don't have anything. I thought about it, and I haven't settled on anything yet. I'm kind of like, yeah, I should do one, maybe not, I won't. And, if I do decide to have one, I'll put it out there on social media. I'm sure you guys can see it there. So if I do get asked quite a bit on Messenger or text messages or whatever, but I enjoy doing it. Actually, I do enjoy doing it. I just sometimes can't find the time to.
All right. Cross Rifles Barbecue, Chris Davis, he asked a question. Fred Robles, any talks of certified judging in the CBA? And then Smoking Joe, he kind of is like, what is the scoring style and who are the judges? So that's kind of like a two-part kind of going hand in hand. But the first part of that was any talks of certified judging in the CBA?
No, not. The short answer is no. Not at this point. Not right now. We don't want to become any other sanctioning body that's out there. Kind of want to blaze our own trail. You know, and I've put actually quite a bit of thought into it, and we've discussed it amongst the board, and amongst cooks and amongst a bunch of people, right? So what are the pros and cons to having certified judges? And they're all over the place. Yeah, it depends who you ask. So to me, a pro as a cook is that I am no longer cooking barbecue. I'm cooking to technical marks if I'm going to a certified judge, because they're being told what good barbecue is or what bad barbecue is. Now, if I want to be a better cook, a better barbecue enthusiast, better barbecue cook, better barbecue competitor, do I want a certified judge telling me that, or would I rather have somebody who might not even know anything about barbecue say, man, this is really good, or man, this is really bad? So there is pros and cons to having certified judges. I think it would be a huge undertaking for any organization to start a certified judging program, just because it's a lot of legwork in trying to get judges, train the judges. And then as big as Texas is, and I'm saying Texas because that's predominantly where we're at right now. If we're growing, or when we grow, and you know, it's going to require even more resources outside of Texas to get certified judges. So it would be a ginormous undertaking to do certified judging at this point. And then, and like anything else, the consistency, right? I cook here in the Valley, I cook in Houston, I cook in Dallas, I cook in Kansas, I cook in wherever, right? And judging is all over the place in different areas. It's not always the same thing. And the KCBS cooks who are out there will tell you, man, I don't go there because the judging is this way or that way. Or they know their sweet spots, they know their honey holes, they know because the judging is predominantly done by the same people. You go to Oklahoma, you're more than likely going to get all the Oklahoma judges at that contest. If you're coming to the Valley, you're going to get the same judges. Not 100% of them, right? But a lot of them are going to be the same. So there's a lot of conversation that can be had about the subject. But short answer is no, we're not looking at certified judging right now. We do have a registry of taste judges, which is 100% different than having certified judges. We do have a registry of taste. We've been collecting data since we started CBA. One of the things, if you come into our judging area, one of the questions is we ask for data, right, from taste judges. So we have email addresses, we have physical addresses, we have names, and we can use that for marketing to promoters to help them in their judging pool, right? So we have a registry of taste judges that have come through a CBA event route before, but they're not certified judges. So big difference there. To answer the other question is, what is our scoring style like? Our scoring style is we judge based on appearance or presentation, texture, and taste. So it's 3 criteria that we judge on. We do everything on a smartphone. Everything is digital, right? So if you ever come through our judging area, we don't use numbers in the judging area. We use words. So instead of seeing presentation 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, you're gonna see words like excellent, very good, fair, poor. So it gives you a little bit more depth into more accurately judging, or giving you some sense of because it's hard to tell what the difference between a 10 and a 9 is, right? If you ask me. So we kind of went with the word deal in doing that. So we have a cumulative score judging system. So it takes your whole cook throughout the day into consideration. So you can be really good at 2 of the disciplines and you bomb the third. Chances are you probably won't do well, right? In the grand scheme of things for Grand Championship. So you have to be a good, consistent cook throughout all the 3 or the 4 meets, depending on the contest. So in a nutshell, that's kind of our scoring system. We dropped the lowest score, 6 judges, 10 trays per table. So just kind of trying to speed up the process here. Rob, you're muted, Rob.
I did it. I muted myself. Damn it. All right. So, but Uncle Vic, you're we're talking to, with Fred, of course, myself, but you're a cook that has cooked different sanctioning bodies. Does something attract you more as far as being certified versus non-certified, or do you kind of like that, wide range to where, it's up to the people that sit down at a table?
Well, I mean, I know, I've talked to several judges, certified judges, and it could go either way. Like Fred was saying, some people like a certain flavor profile, and if you don't have that flavor profile, you're pretty much not going to do well at all in that. And with him, whether you have, I guess what I'm saying is, I'd rather just have it open to the public, and like Fred said, if it's good barbecue, it's going to be good barbecue, whether it's a certified judge or whether it's just a normal guy or gal that's out there. Those are my thoughts. I don't really see the whole certified judge. Especially for a sanctioning body to go and hassle trying to pick up certified judges, and then you're gonna have those judges committed to be able to travel to different cook-offs as well. If you don't have enough certified judges, I'm thinking, are you gonna certify the judges at every town that you're gonna host?
It's tough to get the certified pool to begin with to grow.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying, that it would be a huge undertaking to do if you're gonna have events throughout the nation and have to have certified judges at every event. That requires a lot of training, a lot of resources, a lot of money to put that on. Now, I understand that XYZ sanctioning body. That's how they make their money, is through certified judges, because they have to be members. So if you're asking me, Fred, president of Champions Barbecue Alliance, I'd love to have that, because that means we make more money for our members, right? But it's way too much of an undertaking. We are learning to crawl, right? Let's stick to that for right now, and who knows? 5, 6, 10 years down the road, we might be singing a different tune. Who knows?
You get those contests, right, Fred. You get those contests where some of the KCBS cooks that have been on the show. We asked them, like an Humble, Vic, where you were, Fred, you've done that one as well, to where, you know, we're a new, it's hard to get the KCBS certified judges down in here. Like the Danny Dietz Memorial Classic, I think they did a great job. Jen Lee did a great job with her event, but we did have a mixture of certified judges and then people that we had to pull, right? So people they had to pull and to get in there. I think that is like a ultimate test for a barbecuer to go in there and to have certified judges to where you're kind of cooking, like Fred said, to a technique. And then you have the guys that are off the street, right? That you know, they just want to, they're just sitting down for some good barbecue, right? So it's a different, it's a yin and yang as far as the technique versus, you know, the good food or the, you know, fall off the bone like we like down here in Texas. So it's different, but it's tough to get that pool, like y'all were mentioning, to start it and do it. And so I feel like I don't know that we'll ever go to a certified system down here in Texas. Not that
it would be
say ever,
it would be
but
really it would be really hard. It would be really, really hard. You know, and nothing against the sanctioning bodies who do have certified judges. You got to think of it this way. They started that way, right? They started that way. They grew their judging pool organically as their cook-offs grew. Man, we're 130 plus events in. To start right now, that ship is getting a little too hard to steer, right? So it's not feasible at this point, and it's going to get even harder as we move forward.
All right, we got some more questions about the CBA event. Carl Davis, cast iron cookers. How many places are we paying at the event? Have we figured that out yet?
I believe we paid 15 spots last year in each meet, if I'm not mistaken. Roddy, I don't know if he's still in the comments. I want to say we paid 15 spots. It might have been 20. I'm not too sure, but I think it was at least 15, which we'll probably do whatever we did last year.
We got the social media influencers on Friday night. Yeah, Bill Purvis. Yes, we'll have those guys out there as well. Who came? I like Bourbon and Blues. This guy, he's traveled all over. He's a KCBS cook, I think, primarily. He came down to the Robert Smith event, the Bull Nanza event down here in Buffalo, and I think he cooked another CBA. I think he's done 2 under his belt. Who came up with the walk-up music? And I will stake my claim in there because Pleasanton. I will say that I had a great experience in Pleasanton back in the Turn and Burn, where they would play the music. The DJ would play some music as people walked up, and when we were starting this, I was a big voice and saying, "Hey, this needs to happen, bro."
Yeah. I honestly I don't remember who within our group. We'll give Rob the credit. I don't know who it was. It wasn't me. Let's just put it that way. But I think it's grown into something that our cooks love, right? And it makes awards a lot more fun and pleasant to be sitting there and hoping to get your name called.
Great question. It's Bourbon and Blues. That needed to be.
And it's really cool that now you see other contests and other sanctioning bodies following pace, which is I don't think we invented that, but I think it's one of our famed.
Imitation is the best form of flattery. Ty, go ahead, bro.
We didn't invent that in CBA, but we definitely do it the best.
Absolutely.
You know what? I got inspired. The Pleasanton, the Turn and Burn inspired me, and it was some other events. You know, down south, some of those that played music. Beeville, Matias Arada was playing some music back in the day before CBA, and you know, that was just something that just added to a lot of excitement, man. That just added to a lot of excitement to what we were doing, and so walk-up songs became a thing because you know, baseball. I remember saying it. Baseball players, they have walk-up music to their when they go up there. How cool will it be to have walk-up music to do it, man? It's great.
Well, Rob, we might want to say for those who have never been to one of our award ceremonies, what the heck are we talking about? They're probably thinking about that, right?
That's a good point, man. That's a good point.
Yeah. So what we're talking about is walk-up music, right? So anytime you get a call or you get a placing in any one of our categories at a Champions Barbecue Alliance event, when you register, when you sign up for the contest, we ask you for a walk-up song in case you get a call. So what Team Texas Original Charcoal or Rio Valley Meat or Uncle Vics BBQ, everybody has their song. They can pick a song. You can change it every weekend if you want to. If not, it'll be saved for when you use it. It'll be saved for the next contest, and it'll keep going. But if your song is "Lean Like a Cholo," like Uncle Vic's is, we'll play "Lean Like a Cholo." We try to tell you guys, hey, don't use stuff that's got bad words or language and anything like that. But yeah, that's what we're talking about when we say walk-up songs. So at awards, you hear your song first, right? We play a clip of the song, and then everybody's looking around like, whose is that song? It's gotten to the point where I'm driving around and I hear a song and I think of, oh man, that's Rob's song, or that's Bill's song, or that's whoever's, right? So now we've gotten to accustomed to hearing these songs, and we associate the song with a team name. So it's really cool, man. It's a little bit of work on our part for our event reps and our promoters. We have to have a sound system, of course, and stuff like that. But it really makes awards a whole lot better.
We got some music.
Yeah, they for sure are fun.
What's your song? What's your song, Uncle Vic?
I picked "Lean Like a Cholo."
Oh, it is your okay. There it is, right there.
I had a different one, but somebody else had it, and then I was like, you know what? I don't think nobody will ever have this song, so I just picked that.
Hearing a song is so much better than reading numbers. If you're old like me, yeah, reading numbers at our age is tough. It's tough. You got to hold it out further now. You got your numbers are way out here so that you can read what the heck. And I remember my good buddy Danny Regan, my barbecue homie. We were at an event one time, and he had the numbers, right? We had these old tickets. This is an old IVCA, and he was holding out. He was holding out his numbers so far so that he could read. And at the time, they were doing kids Q numbers, and he didn't realize, and he was reading his numbers, and he was like, oh, so close. So like, if somehow the stars would have aligned and they called a kids Q with his number, I was gonna follow him and film it the entire time until they get up there. But I finally told him, I was like, Danny, take a picture of it. At the time I'm laughing because I could read my numbers at the time. But at the time I'm like, just take a photo of it and blow it up. He's like, that's a great idea, Rob. And so he finally just took pictures of it. But yeah, it's hard to read numbers these days. So hearing music, like Shell mentioned, is way easier. Sorry, my phone keeps going in and out. It's not a phone, but my camera keeps going in and out. But yeah, it's way easier to do that, man. This has been great, man. If we have any other questions, if the Gooder Gang has any more other questions to do on here, there's Liz has a question for Uncle Vic. This question is for Uncle Vic. What was your first competition, and how did you do?
My first competition was actually here in Laredo, Pit Kings, I think it was, and I think it was still IBCA there at that time. Was it IBCA or 2019? I think so. And I landed, I think it was 12 overall, something like that.
Fred, what was your first competition? You remember that?
Yeah, I actually do. My very first contest was smoking on the Rio. I live, 10 minutes away from that contest.
It was a tough one.
Yeah, 100 and I think that year had 150, which wasn't as big as it is now, but it was still huge. But yeah, that was my first contest. I think 2012, if I'm not mistaken. Got a 5th place chicken call my very first time out. It was me and 2 of my brother-in-laws cooking at that one. So
nice.
Learned a lot. And,
my first competition was an event in Waller. It was at the Waller County Fairgrounds. That's when I first knew of Don and Jan Canterbury, because Don kicked ass and he would like woo, and he would walk up. But I didn't get any calls, and I met some people that are still in my life today, Joe and Kristen Severson. I met them at that contest. So no calls for me my very first contest. There's a question that Shell asked about, you were talking about golf and fishing. Do you foresee any future golf or fishing tournaments that would be geared to supporting CBA, like a combo tourney? That'd be kind of fun.
We actually had Yeah, there was an event down here in South Texas a couple of years ago that was a barbecue contest and a fishing tournament. So you had, of course, your GC from your barbecue contest and your winner of your fishing tournament, and then there was like a combined grand champion total. So it was 1 day fishing, 1 day barbecue. That'd be pretty cool to do something like that, maybe with golf and barbecue as well. And yeah, I mean that'd be great to do something to where we can raise money for something, for whether it be kids scholarships or what have you. It'd be a great idea.
James Dodson watching teams dance to their song at the Holland Cook Off as they walked up was electrifying. He had a follow-up question, which I thought was really nice or important to the show right now. Wouldn't certified judges create an additional expense for the promoter? I don't know. Is that how you know about that, Fred?
No, I wouldn't, because certified judges, from the
They're
sanctioning
volunteer,
bodies,
right? They're volunteered, right?
yeah, they go on their own dime basically.
Very nice. All right. Well, let's get to some Mount Rushmores before we get out of here. We got 20 minutes left in the show. I appreciate 90K still watching. I think we had 120 at one point, which is amazing. 7 years in, still bringing those numbers. I love it. Uncle Vic, I gave you a heads up earlier in the show, and I gave Fred the same heads up about the Mount Rushmore. But Uncle Vic, Mount Rushmore is something, people that have inspired you, 4 people that have inspired you or helped you along the way, maybe, just took you under their wing. I don't know. Some people that you really feel attached to that maybe helped you along your barbecue journey. You got 4, and you got 1 you can put in the gift shop downstairs. So somebody that's almost on the mountain, not quite there, in the gift shop. And then we're going to talk about your barbecue homie after Fred gives his Mount Rushmore. All right, let's hear it, Vic. And then Ty can bring up the Mount Rushmore music and the sign and all of that.
Got you. Well, I started in 2019, so the actual competition cook-offs. So I don't really have too much history down.
Which is great. Everybody's is different, so don't worry about that.
So I started off with Arnie, and then Hector, yes, and Fred. I started seeing on where they were always winning, and like I wanted to be there with them. And now we continue to be Bill, those are the people that I feel have really inspired me, and one day I want to be a world champion like them. So,
oh, what's going on with the screen down there? Ty, if you want to put his down on the bottom, if you could repeat those, Vic, and we'll add them to the bottom there.
Sure. Let's ready.
Yep.
Okay, Arnie.
No, I can't hear. I can't hear him right now for some reason. Go ahead.
Okay, Arnie,
Hector Cinia, Fred, Matias. Those are the 4. Serrata.
I don't know about that Fred guy, man.
Man, you were actually at my first cook-off, and I think he might have won that, I think, or reserved it or something. But I saw, man, and I went, that Fred dude, he just keeps on killing it. He's walking and walking. So I was kind of,
So I was having a little trouble hearing as well. So Arnie, can you give a little insight on each of these 4 real quick?
Okay, Arnie, I took his class right before I even started cooking, and man, that guy, dude, he's a real good guy. He sort of just kind of took me under my wing. We would talk all the time. We still talk, and he would, it was just one of those guys that very friendly and humbling and welcoming you in. Hector, I met him and Del Rio also. And that guy, till this day, he's my barbecue homie. You know, if he's gonna set up somewhere, that's where I'm gonna set up. Man, I love that guy also. So you know, they're really good friends of mine. Matias, that's another guy that's really, really, really friendly, and I mean, he'll tell you everything. Fred, well, I just wanted to be like Fred. You know, Fred started winning and winning and winning, became, I mean, won the Royal. Bill, Phil, Roddy, I mean, yourself. I'm barely starting to know more of the people outside of the 956, and I'm in the 956 area. So now I'm starting to see more people. You know, I mean, there's a whole bunch of them. I can't really mention all of them, but those would be my top 4.
You can still put one in the gift shop.
I would say Phil Breeden.
Phil's in the gift shop with his little gnome beard. I like it. Hey, that's solid, man. That's solid. And again, everybody's different. And when you came into the barbecue world, matters, right? You know, Fred and I got in at the same year. I think I got in at 2012 as well. So our barbecue Mount Rushmores are a little different, right? You know, so all right. That was solid. You got Phil in there, and you already mentioned your barbecue homie. He's the same guy you put on your Mount Rushmore, Hector. So that's pretty solid, man. That's awesome, and I love hearing the influences with you and your success right now, man. It's really cool.
Absolutely.
All right, Fred. I got a question for you before you start putting your Mount Rushmore. You probably heard your name mentioned on a lot of these Mount Rushmores. Producer Ty and I have heard all, you know, we've been doing this I think we just started doing this in May. Shout out to Jared McCrory from Barefoot Cookers who gave us the idea for this. But your name has been mentioned on quite a few Mount Rushmores, including myself. So as an ambassador for barbecue, a Texas barbecue, for what you've done for the Texas teams that go up and compete all over the nation. But how does that make you feel, man, when you start hearing your name as Uncle Vic just put you on his Mount Rushmore as well?
Well, it's always if you know me, you would know that I'm not one to look for the limelight or the spotlight. So it's always humbling to see guys you know, say nice things about me. I feel honored that that's in somehow, some way I've, you know, maybe impacted barbecue and impacted different people through barbecue. Man, so anything that I can do to help, I think more, you know, I talked about the flame kind of diminishing earlier in the show, and I don't think the flame for the people and the passion in barbecue has diminished. I think the competitive flame has diminished, but not seeing or doing more for the barbecue community. That's still you know, up there. So I look forward to continuing that. And you know, we always talk about is it just about barbecue, right? Why are we even doing this? To me, it's more than barbecue. It's creating friendships. It's creating something that, man, can be talked about for years to come, right? Something that we're gonna leave behind. One day we're gonna leave barbecue behind, but our names will be there engraved forever.
Legacies? Can we say legacies? I think so.
Well, yeah. You know, and I think you know, we talked about John Brotherton and him, you know, passing away a few days ago, and you know, how do we want to be remembered when our time comes, right? What can we do now to be remembered amongst some of the greats in whatever you want to do, whether it be barbecue or fishing or golf or hunting or podcasts or, you know, work or whatever. What I want people to know about me is that I'm a God-fearing man, that I love my family, that I love barbecue, man. And with the shakeup in competition barbecue organizations or what have you, I've been billed the villain in a lot of things. And guys, I'm here to tell you that if anything, we are trying to make barbecue better. There's no hate I can speak for me. There's no hate. There's nothing but love for anybody out there in barbecue, man. So that's what we're about. We're about using our platform to talk about bigger and greater things. And you'll see my barbecue homie right now is somebody that I truly admire and that I truly look up to, and I'll talk about a little bit more about that. Hector saying it right there, God, family, and barbecue, man.
I love it.
So I guess, yeah, leaving a legacy is something that we all want to do, I think, to some degree, right? And just seeing the evolution of barbecue since I've been in it, and seeing a lot of these new guys or newer guys that have come up through the ranks, and if we impacted them in the least amount, I'm happy for it, man. The more we can do, the better.
All right, 10 minutes in, let's go. You're going to mention your barbecue homie, but let's hear the Mount Rushmore, Fred.
Mount Rushmore. This is a hard one. I'm gonna people who impacted me when I was growing up in barbecue, I guess you could say, that I would admire just because they were good at what they did. They were disciplined in what they did. I'm gonna start off with Danny Luetta, Incognito. Danny Luetta, here where I'm from in the Rio Grande Valley, was a force to be reckoned with, and he still is. He's done a lot for barbecue. Never big on social media, never big on a lot of things, right? But he has helped barbecue in ways that some people won't probably ever know or understand. So Danny Luetta is first on my list. And really, there's no particular order in this. I just wrote him. I have him written down here. Ernest Cervantes, one of my good friends, Ernest. He is on my Mount Rushmore. Great cook. Has transitioned his whole barbecue competitive chef nature into one of the most successful barbecue restaurants out there. In Burnt Bean. If you guys haven't been, you guys need to go and experience that. Experience the restaurant. So Ernest is up there. He, early on, he helped me, kind of took me under his wing, not so much in the barbecue aspect of things, but more as of a friend, as a mentor, as a guy who opened up doors for me, which later led to bigger and better things, right? My very first sponsorship through Western Woods was because of Ernest, right? He made the introductions, sponsored by Western Wood for many, many years. Through the Smithfield, Ernest opened a lot of doors for not just me, but I think a lot of cooks in Texas. So Ernest is on my Mount Rushmore. I've got Arnie on there as well, Arnie Segovia. A lot of you guys might not know him as Smokin' Lone Star, but that was his cooking team name when he was cooking. A lot of you guys might know him as Arnie Tex now. But he's transitioned away from barbecue or competitive barbecue. He's still all about barbecue, but hasn't competed in a while now. But Arnie is another guy who blazed trails. When I was growing up in barbecue, I guess you could say. Constantly, him and Danny were always going head to head, winning contests down here. Anytime you'd see them at a contest, it was one of those deals. Oh man, those guys are here. We're playing for third, right? So Arnie is another name that I have on my Mount Rushmore. I've got another guy who really helped me out a lot, and when I was first getting started in barbecue was Cruz Tijerina, boot company. If you know Cruz,
I know.
Yeah. If you know Cruz, he's loud, he's brash, he's gonna tell you what he's got on his mind, and he don't care who hears it. He called everybody Chato. Hey Chato, what are you doing? But Cruz isn't competing anymore. I actually haven't talked to him in a little while, but Cruz is one of those guys that would always encourage me, right? Hey, let's go here, let's go there, let's go to Robstown, let's go. That's when I first started traveling more. It was with Cruz or following Cruz somewhere. So Cruz, kind of helped out a lot in the early game, and there's a lot of other guys, who have impacted my barbecue career. I've got a bunch of names, man. You talk about people like Jamie Gear, who built the pit I cook on, the Jambo pits, right? That guy's been instrumental to my success. JD Henley. JD Henley is another
JD
name
Henley
that I would put up there. Yeah. JD Henley, Buckshot Barbecue. He still competes every now and then. Super quiet dude, but funny dude. He's a cool guy, man, out of Midland, Texas. JD is probably one of the best cooks out there. If he were doing it week in and week out, he'd be tearing it up, man. Prettiest trailer in barbecue.
Yeah.
Beautiful trailer. Yeah, beautiful trailer. But JD Henley for sure, man. And I've probably gone already over 4, but I've probably got another 4 or 5.
There's so many.
You
There's
got
so
a bigger
many.
mountain. You got a bigger mountain than a lot, but you've been in this game for a little bit. But Fred, like I mentioned, man, a lot of people have you on their barbecue Mount Rushmore as myself, and I feel like you've done, and I'll thank you right now because I feel like you put Texas barbecue where people prior to you winning the American Royal. It was like, what are they doing? Why are they coming up to Kansas City? Why are they coming to the Royal? And we're gonna whoop their ass just like any. But once you put our name, I say our Texas barbecue on that map, it definitely changed the thing. And and ever since then, right after you won that, the next year there was like another influx of Texas barbecue teams, and then like now it's not a thing. Now it's we're coming. We're making noise, and we're gonna be taking those ribbons, man. It's what we do as Texas barbecuers, man. And I feel like you were a big catalyst for that movement, right? So you going up there and winning was a big push for us to go up there and just feel like, hey, we're not just here to have fun and have a good weekend here. We're here to win some ribbons, man. And that's why you're on my barbecue Mount Rushmore. That's why you're on a lot of people that we do this show. Ty and I have done this show. Ty and I have done this segment since May, and it's fun. And it's you have been on a lot of people's Mount Rushmore because you're a big influence here for the Texas cooks, man. I feel like I want to thank you on behalf of the people that have put you on the Mount Rushmore, because I know you've seen, I know you watched and this and that. And so for you to come on here and put yours out there, I just want to say thank you and what you did for Texas barbecue, man. It's pretty cool.
Absolutely, man. I enjoy it. I've enjoyed it for the past 12 years and continue to enjoy it. So we still got some more memories to make, some more championships to win for sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Well, guys, we're towards the end of the 2 hours. I want to thank you both for coming on the show. Uncle Vic.
Let me tell you my barbecue homie.
Oh, I feel like I know it, but I may not know
still
it.
Got a minute
So I left the barbecue homie off my Mount Rushmore just because I was going to talk to him about him on
why you left him off.
Barbecue homie said, yeah, he knows where he stands. But I'm gonna say the team name just because these guys are two brothers, right? Killer V Barbecue. Those guys are
great guys.
Those guys are my brothers from another mother, man. And those guys, if another team that if they were not semi-retired, they'd be kicking butt, man. And they still do wherever they go. And some of you guys can attest to that. They're always a force.
Can I say maybe the OG silent assassins like Vic is right now?
For sure. So Roel and Hector Villanueva, two brothers. Those guys would be my barbecue homie. I sit up next to those guys wherever they're cooking or wherever we're cooking. We sit up next to each other. A lot of my success can be attributed to them, and maybe a small part of their success can be attributed to me some way, because we bounce a lot of ideas off of each other.
Wade?
Hector is
Wade's checking in.
Wade's checking in. Wade Carpenter, what's up, buddy? But yeah, Hector and Roel. Hector is a pastor, as you guys know. He does a barbecue church wherever he goes, and I think a lot of people have been impacted by that in one way, shape, or form. Whoever, and we'll have it at Seguin. So just so you guys know, there'll be barbecue church at Seguin. Hector will be doing it. So those guys are my barbecue homies, and love those guys to death, man. And there's others that I Bill here recently, within the last couple of years has been somebody that I know through COVID, when we were out and we were traveling everywhere together doing KCBS contests when there was no contest here there was no contest here in Texas. So, I set up next to Bill quite a bit as well. So, there's a lot of guys out there that I enjoy hanging out with and competing against, and Roddy, Rob, Vic, it's a big old family that we all just hang around with. And but yeah, I left Killer V off of there, but they would be definitely on the Mount Rushmore as well.
Awesome. What a great list, man. And like I said, everybody, Vic, you've been in since 2019. Fred, you've been in 2012. So obviously our Mount Rushmores are different, but they're still impactful, man. And they're still, what they mean to you is why it's there. And shout out to Jared again for putting this out there, that we do this thing, man. It's pretty cool. And I love hearing the different Mount Rushmores. And Ty and I have to go back and start listening to these things, and not listening, but recording them, like writing them down, because some good names on this segment, man. It's really cool. All right, Vic, before we get you out of here, I'm going to let Fred do the same thing, but anybody you want to give a shout out to or thank in your supporters, man?
Sure. I'm going to thank my wife and family, first of all, for letting me go out and cook. They stay behind most of the time. And met Joey Machado. I mean, he's been great help. Midland Meat, Cosmos. There's a whole bunch. But my barbecue homies that I group text with, Bobby, Manuel, Kevin, the Pit Father. I want to thank Louis from Laredo Solutions for letting me borrow his trailer in Briscoe. I didn't have a little trailer, so he let me borrow his trailer to set up there my plating and cutting and all that stuff. So that'll be it for me.
Awesome. I'll see you in San Antonio, part of the barbecue fam. Well, Joey just commented right there. And Fred too.
Yep, I'll be in San Antonio, cooking with a bunch of my homies.
All right,
over
Fred.
there.
Any shout outs you want to give before we let you get out of here, my man?
Shout outs, people who supported me along the way. Of course, my beautiful wife Yadi. A lot of you guys know her. My family, my kids, my mom. It's funny little story before we quit. My mom always calls me when I'm on the road to a contest, and she's like, "Who's going with you?" Talk Spanish, right? But who's going with you? And I said, I'm by myself. Why didn't you take somebody? She always wants me to take somebody with me in case something happens on the road. I said, man, Mom, I'm never alone. I've always got Jesus as my co-pilot next to me, so he's always ready shotgun. So anyways, my mom's always praying for me and praying for a bunch of you guys as well, man, that we all have fun and enjoy ourselves in competition barbecuing on the road to and from. But Midland Meat Company is one of a big supporter of ours. Midland Meat Company is some of the best meat out there, man. And not only that, they're just great people. Huge supporters of barbecue. So Midland Meat, Tyson Foods. We got Big Papa Smokers. I'm gonna forget somebody. Joey with Texas Original Charcoal. You got me going down the wrong list here, Rob.
I know, bro. I'm sorry. Should have gave you a heads up.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure there's more that I'm forgetting, but thank you, Rob, for having this show, man. I think a lot of guys enjoy Wednesday evenings having this show and having something to tune into and hear some of our friends that we might not get to see every weekend, right? Come on here and share the barbecue love, man. So appreciate you having this show, and thanks for having me on tonight. For sure.
Thanks for having me on as well, Rob.
Oh, you guys
so
are
much.
welcome. All right, guys. Well, thank you very much, Uncle Vic, Victor Garcia. Keep killing it, bro. I'm excited to see what you do this year in the barbecue season. And of course, Fred Robles, you know, you and I are going to be working together for quite a bit. And I'm looking forward to the CBA World Championships coming up 1 month. If you're not registered, get registered. What are you waiting for? It's going to be a big event, man. It's going to be a big time event. We look forward to seeing you guys in Seguin, Texas. All right, I'm going to drop Ty. Let's drop them down. Thank you, guys. We'll see you real soon.
Good night.
Good night. All right, Ty, let's get in here, bro. What'd you think of that show, man? What'd you think of that one?
It was great. I really love the insight you give when, like, every process that you do, like, say, for instance, Phil Breeden or Big Bill or Fred Robles, they have something that they're going to do at each time hack. And I know I say this like a broken record, but Josh Hell, Dennis Butterworth, you know, K&R Pipeline,
Willie
yeah, all the veterans, they're gonna. This is a perfect segue. So if you're a veteran out there, get into the Texas barbecue business. I mean, Texas Chrome Heroes will help you. Any of these other ambassadors with CBA, any of the other sanctioning bodies, IBCA, just get into it. It is amazing. I'm a veteran myself, and I approve this message.
Thank you, Ty. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate it. Special shout out to our co-host of the evening, Fred Robles. Shout out to the Gooder Gang, by the way. You know, we're getting the numbers down now, but 120 at 1,000. Thank you very much. 7 years in, Ty. We continue to keep bringing it. I appreciate that. But shout out to our special co-host, Mr. Fred Robles with Rio Valley Meats, and also the CBA President. Amazing. And Victor Garcia of Uncle Vic's BBQ, and the best producer in this fake internet barbecue business, that's you, my man, Mr. Ty Cobb.
And at the beginning of the CBA, whenever it was your idea to play music, I know that I was the best DJ at the beginning. I've seen some other great shows, so good on y'all, promoters and event organizers out there for kicking ass.
Oh my God, here we go again. The last time I gotta do that, but next week we got a great show lined up for the San Antonio Rodeo Stock Show and Rodeo Cook Off. We're gonna have the grand champion from last year, Bill Purvis of Chicken Fried and Chicken Fried. We're also gonna have the RGC, Mr. Aaron Leslie, and we're also gonna have the third place finisher. You know, it's not as cool as a GC or RGC, but that's me. I was third place. So we're gonna have the top 3 people from the San Antonio Rodeo Cook Off just ahead of the big San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo Barbecue Cook Off next week on the So Smoking Gooder Show. We're going to have Bill Purvis, Aaron Leslie, Ty Cobb, and myself, Rob Arocha. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you next week on the So Smoking Gooder Show. Ty, let's put some case video to close this out, my man.
All right. Y'all have a good week.
Good night to all of you wonderful people in Barbecue Nation, YouTube, California.